Hi guys, welcome back to February 11th here today. God, the glow. I have my computer here in front of me because I want to do something today. I have this friend that's going through some stuff right now, so it made me think of his situation of something because I used to write a lot of short stories, like a lot. I have like a little archive of these really good stories. And today I wanted to read one of them for his sake and what he was going through, or what he's going through right now. It definitely, what was going on, like completely reminded me of this. So, fair warning, it is very, I was reading it, I read it all the way through out loud just to practice. And it's, okay, just get ready. It's very interesting and I want to, after reading this, I was like, this is really, really good. So I want to edit it. I want to edit something to make it more something else. So a lot of it, some of it is based off of my own experiences and own feelings, but some of it was just off of, I had this really good idea, and maybe I'll go over that in the ending, but let me read it for you. So here we go. Bear with me if I read it and, mess up. But this is an original short story by me. It is called A Promise to Keep on Living. I woke up today to a warm morning, the sun barely peeking out to fill the sky with the most beautiful color. On mornings like today, I love to walk the beach, early enough that no one is there to bother me. I love to sit in the sand, to bury my feet deep into its grains. I look up and all I see is blue. It is the perfect canvas to think about you. I remember taking you here. You always wanted to see the ocean. I never seen anyone's eyes sparkle like yours once you first saw this view. I could see it. You were happy. Ever since the day we met, I made the promise to myself that I would do anything for you. For you took me, a broken man, and made him feel not only love, but also feel hope. When we first met, I was a broken man, spent all of his life thinking he was the only person that can push him forward each and every day. I remember those times before you. Waking up every morning feeling so alone, like a dark cloud would never leave my head. A cloud only to tell me nothing I do in this world will make a difference to anything or anyone. I don't remember ever being depressed, but I don't ever remember being happy either. I was stuck in this gray area for a very long time. My life could be described as your cliche never quite fit in. I've always been blessed with amazing people in my life, but people didn't seem too interested in having me in part of theirs. I saw it always as being outside of a circle, being able to peek in at times, but always shut out. I didn't care. I mean, it was better than being really alone, right? Oh, that's sad. You would tell me, you would tell me I was being stupid. Yeah, I was, but could you blame me for feeling that way? I lived feeling that way for a while, just wanting this cycle of living in the gray to end. Not only Then one day I felt like I needed to try something new. This is where I kind of want to change it. Sorry. I'll keep going. Blah blah blah. Change it up a little. So I went downtown to some bars, hoping to change it up a little. After drinking alone for a while, I decided to go home. As I was walking out, I ran into someone, spilling the drink she had in her hand everywhere. As I looked into the eyes, I became paralyzed, unable to speak. The eyes I saw were yours. Who knew that the one thing I was waiting for in my life would be right behind me, literally? I felt bad for making you waste your drink, so I offered to buy you a new one. And surprisingly, you said yes. And the rest was history. You were that missing piece. My gray skies were now blue again. The next few years, my goal was to make you the happiest person in the world. I never tried to take any moment with you for granted because deep down I was scared it wouldn't last. I remember our first vacation together. You always said you wanted to see the ocean. Doesn't matter which coast we went to. So we saved up. We tried to budget and eat out less often. And I could see the excitement in your eyes as we got closer and closer to being able to afford this trip. And finally, after months of saving, we were able to pay off the trip. You were so happy. I could see the blue ocean in your eyes. You spent the next 2 weeks planning every little moment, from where we ate breakfast to brunch, lunch, late dinner, and dinner, from amazing spots to lay out and watch the sunset. This was your trip more than it was mine. so it was great to watch you plan it. But little did you know I was planning something of my own. I was planning to ask you to marry me. Then the day finally came to get on that plane. Once we got there, you knew exactly how the day was going to go. You had us rushing all around. There were a few times I noticed you were running out of there were a few times where I noticed you were running out of breath from running around so much. I just figured it was from the excitement. The first thing you did was get us to the ocean. You ran to the very end of the beach where the waves crashed into the sand. You paused. I finally caught up to you. You turned around and started to cry. You then jumped on to me, thanking me for helping you get here. You were so thankful and emotional that you ran out of breath again. Later at dinner, I told you how much it means to me that you were this happy, that I'm the one who is really thankful. You gave me a smile I will never forget. Later that night, you took me to this little nook they had on the beach. I remember you laughing at the sign that they had up saying, "No sex in the beach nook." And the day almost ended exactly how you planned it. No words were needed to watch the sunset. The sky turned this most beautiful red, and the stars started to shine. Then, as I grabbed the ring from the pocket, I turned over to you, and all of a sudden, you had total loss of breath, unable to breathe at all. All of a sudden, this most beautiful moment became panic. I could not believe what was happening. I yelled for another couple to help me get you up. I still hear the sounds you made well into my sleep. We left the beach to go home, your face as pale as I've ever seen it. I knew you must have been crushed on the inside. I was just happy you were okay, or so I thought. I finally got you to see the doctor because deep down I knew something was wrong. After hours of waiting on them doing tests, hours that felt more like days, the doctor finally sat us down in his office. I was sure he was just going to come in and tell us something was wrong, you need to take a few pills to fix it, and we could go on to our perfect little lives. As he told us what was going on, I became paralyzed again. His words punched me so hard I felt like I was about to vomit. I turned to you, only to see your beautiful eyes just taking in this bad news. The news that you were dying. As the months went on, you got worse and worse, but as your body was giving out, you never lost a beautiful smile. And one day, I was saying goodbye for the night, and you reached out with all of your strength to grab my arm. I told you I would be back first thing in the morning as I always do, but this time was different. Your hand slowly began to lose the strength and lost grip of my arm. You looked at me in the eyes and said, "No, goodbye." You gave me the look as of someone that wanted to let go, a look of someone who was done fighting. And in that moment I realized that the only reason you were holding on, the only reason you woke up every day in so much pain was for me. I knew my life you knew my life before you. You knew you gave me the reason to smile. And you knew once you were gone, I would go into the gray again. As all this was going through my head, you asked me if it was okay for you to go now. I looked at you, and I told you you didn't need to suffer for my sake. Tears started falling from your eyes. You looked up to me with that same beautiful smile and told me to promise you to keep on living once you were gone. I held you in my arms. I held you one last time in my arms. I felt your body slowly to start to stiffen. And just like that, you were gone. And again, I was alone. I came back to this beach to fulfill my promise to you, the promise to keep on living. The first time I looked out to this ocean, I saw our dreams finally coming true. Now I see it a little differently. Now all I see is your beautiful eyes. I came here to bury the ring I was going to give you, right here on this beach. So in a way, you could be here forever. I don't know what's next for me in life, but all I know, because of you, and because of what you've shown me, I will never be in the gray area again. So that is it. And my arm is starting to hurt. It's starting to stiffen just like that girl's body. Oh, too soon. So, yeah, that was a story that I wrote years back. It's been, I think I wrote that in like 2014 or 15, something like that. It's been a while. Definitely a lot of things I want to change with it. I want to change how they met, and sort of go along, kind of create more of a back history between the two of them instead of her being random. I think that would be more interesting of a dynamic. But anyways, that's not the point of this. So I hope everyone enjoyed that little short story. Again, it's something, whenever I read that, it's something that I want to actually create sort of like a short film video for too. I think that'd be really interesting. But just thinking of all the things that it would have to like involve a beach, a hospital, just a bunch of different stuff. So that might be difficult, but my goal is to maybe make a video of that because I really love it. The ending, the part where it's just something, because I used to write a lot, and like the scene I wanted to write the most was like a death scene where someone was in the hospital dying and someone was trying to leave, and then they said goodbye, and they're like, no, goodbye, sort of like that sort of interaction that I really wanted to do, so I put that in this. But yeah, so that's really depressing, but it has a very important theme of sort of, being able to live on even if things happen. In this instance, he finally met the love of his life, and she died, and she was afraid that he was going to, because she knew how much struggle he had before him, or sorry, before her, and then like how he was probably going to end up doing some bad stuff and maybe like killing himself. That's the kind of vibe that I got from this person when writing him. But she kind of knew that. She knew that he might go into that, so she made him promise him in like the last moment. And she knew if he really loved her as much as he did, that he would actually promise and live up to his promise to her, and being able to live on. That can be applied to a whole bunch of different things, not just someone dying, but just a bunch of different things. A promise that sometimes, maybe losing a job, or losing someone, or just anything like that. It doesn't even have to be a lover. It just could be maybe like a parent or a sibling or something like that. But just the important thing is that you have to just keep on going, because that is what, that's what should happen. And I think that's a very important lesson for everyone, and even me in my life. So definitely cool. I definitely want to touch that up because I haven't read it a lot. I'm just reading over, there's some stuff, errors and things I want to fix, and I really like it. I'm really proud of myself for that work, and it made me think of it because, like I said, a friend was going through something right now, and I think that really applies to him, and I think that, there's some really good stuff there that I want to do and not just keep to myself. That's why I'm making a video and sharing it, and hopefully you guys liked it. I don't know if I'm gonna like put the actual text or like publish it anywhere, just because I want to finish it. So if you want to read it, I'm sorry. If you want to read it, I can share it. I can send it to you privately. Just let me know. You know how to. If you're watching this, you're obviously you know me, so you can contact me anyway, and I'll let you read it, because it's a very good thing, I think, to have. Just I spent a lot of time on it, and whenever I was going through a very low point in my life, and that during that year. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. This video is pretty long, but definitely worth it in the theme category. Just like I was watching my very first vlog for January 1st, like a month and a half ago, and what I said was I wanted like themed videos, and I think this is a really important theme, and just a lot of stuff that I think is important, and I really like this. I'm very proud of this story. I want to edit it, but I don't have Microsoft Word anymore. It's like expired, so I can't do anything, so triggered. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time, for what it's worth. I hope you watched and listened. It's a very good story and very important and special to me that I want to change, because I'm reading it and I'm like, I don't like the bar scene anymore. That's just a creative decision in my head as the writer that wants to change it. So I'm gonna change it up, and maybe after that, then I'll figure out stuff to do. Anyways, I'm gonna go. This is going on way too long. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you. Today's the last day of my vacation, by the way, and I look like I'm dead. Like I've been sleeping too much because I've been taking a vacation. Anyways, the last day of my vacation. I start work back tomorrow, 6 a.m., not 4 a.m. I thought it was 4, but it's actually 6. I cannot wait. Yep. and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.